There is a mass exodus in California and everyone is headed straight for Dallas. But why? And what's driving this massive migration? And what are they really escaping from? Is it the crazy high taxes, the insane cost of living, or the growing frustration with California's political climate? By the way, are you pro-Newsom or anti-Newsom? Let me know in the comments. So today we're going to break down exactly why so many are packing their bags and moving to Dallas as fast as they can. So what's pulling all the people over to the Dallas area? Well, one big factor is the incredible job scene. I mean, the number of major companies that are packing up and moving their headquarters to Dallas in recent years is really staggering. So why Dallas though? The city's booming economy, lower cost of doing business, and amazing opportunities in tech, energy, and healthcare are creating this massive momentum that's just getting stronger every single year. That's making Dallas the hub for corporate relocations, and Dallas has become the #1 city in the US for corporate headquarter relocations. Now we're talking major corporations like Goldman Sachs, AECOM, Charles Schwab, McKesson, and Caterpillar all making their move to the Dallas area. And these companies aren't choosing Dallas by accident, they're seeking lower taxes, fewer regulations, and better business opportunities. And when these industry giants move, they bring thousands of jobs with them. Now, this corporate migration is creating a job boom that is transforming the entire region. Texas added 244,000 jobs in 2024, with Dallas being a major contributor to this 1.7 statewide growth rate that outpaced the national average. And as we all see when we discuss the political climate here in just a minute, this growth is happening by design, not by accident. Now, Amazon has also become a massive contributor to this job creation with multiple fulfillment centers throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. These centers employ thousands of workers across various skill levels, from warehouse associates to technical roles and management positions. Each new Amazon facility creates hundreds of direct jobs, plus additional opportunities in transportation, logistics, support services, and providing stable employment for residents transitioning from California. And it isn't slowing down anytime soon. The Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas forecasts continued job growth statewide in 2025. And what more could you even ask for when you're looking to advance your career or find new opportunities? The growth is happening across multiple sectors too. Hospitality, healthcare services, and pharmaceuticals, tech, oil, and construction are all adding thousands of jobs to the economy. Now let's talk about what's really driving this corporate exodus. Texas's business-friendly policies are like a magnet for companies tired of California's high taxes and endless regulations. The lack of state income tax is a game changer for businesses and individual business owners. Instead of sending profits to the government, companies can reinvest that money into growth, expansion, and hiring. But it's not just about taxes. Texas has streamlined regulations that make it easier to start and grow a business. Now, this is permitting processes to move faster, compliance costs to run lower, and there's way less red tape to deal with. Dallas is also becoming a powerhouse for data centers, which is accelerating the tech boom. The region ranks as the second largest data center market in the US, with massive investments from companies like Google and other tech giants. And this tech investment is creating an infrastructure advantage that, as I'll explain later on, is reshaping entire communities in ways California residents can only dream about. Now, developers are actively marketing over 5,700 acres specifically for these massive AI and data center facilities. One of Dallas's biggest advantages, getting power infrastructure to new sites in about 18 months compared to 36 months in competing markets like Northern Virginia. Now, in the race to build AI infrastructure, that speed advantage is absolutely massive. Now, here's the thing, all these business advantages aren't just good for corporations. That 0% state income tax I mentioned, that's not just for businesses, that's for you too. And when you're coming from California, which has the highest state income tax rates in the nation, this is a game changer for your finances. Now, money talks, right? And when it comes to moving from California to Dallas, your wallet is going to be very, very happy. Now, the cost of living here can be drastically lower than what you'd face in California. So here's the deal with taxes. California has the highest top marginal income tax rate in the entire nation at 13.3%. Meanwhile, in Texas, we're paying exactly 0% state income tax. None, zilch, nada, nothing. So what does that mean in real dollars? So let's say you're making about $100,000 a year. In California, you could be paying $6,000 to $8,000 in state income taxes depending on your situation. Now you move to Dallas and that money stays in your pocket. That's like getting an instant raise just by changing your address, and this tax advantage is just the beginning. When we look at the wildfire situation later, you'll understand why many Californians are literally fleeing for both financial and safety reasons. California's out-migration of taxpayers has resulted in billions of lost adjusted gross income for the state, and that's a lot of people voting with their feet and taking their money with them. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Levi, doesn't Texas have higher property taxes? And you know what? You're right. Texas property tax rates are about 1.47 to about 1.63 versus California's base rate of 1%. But here's the thing that most people don't realize. Those rates are applied to totally different property values. So let's break down what this actually looks like. An $829,000 home in California, the current statewide median at the average property tax rate of, let's say 0.71% would cost about $5,886 per year in property taxes. But in Dallas, the median home price is about $468,000, and with the city's median effective property tax of 1.72, the annual property tax bill would be approximately about $8,050. Now, while Dallas's property tax rate is much higher, the lower home price still means many buyers pay less in total property taxes than they would for a similarly priced home in California. And I mean, what more could you ask for? And the savings don't stop there. Sales tax in Dallas runs about 8.25%, which is about 6.25% state and 2% local, while Los Angeles hits you with 9.5 and San Jose with 9.3. So that means every purchase you make puts a little bit more money back in your pocket. Now let's talk about something that most people don't consider at all until it's really too late, and that's home insurance. This is where things get really interesting. Texas homeowners do face higher average annual premiums of about $4,000 to $4,900 in Dallas compared to California's $1,000 to $1,500 base rates in major cities. Now that's mainly due to our severe thunderstorms, hail, and occasional tornadoes. But California's insurance market is in complete crisis right now due to the wildfires. And while their premiums were historically lower, they've projected to skyrocket due to wildfire risk, especially in high-risk areas. Now, even worse, many California homeowners in high-risk areas can't get coverage at any price. Insurance companies are refusing to write policies in many parts of California, and that's forcing homeowners into expensive state-run insurance pools with limited coverage. Now in Dallas, yes, you'll pay more for insurance traditionally, but at least you can get comprehensive coverage. Now there's tremendous peace of mind in knowing your investment is protected no matter what, and this insurance stability connects directly to the school systems, and I'll be breaking that down later, where stability and investment are creating educational opportunities that California families simply can't access anymore. Now, speaking of those California wildfires that are driving up insurance costs, that brings us to another major reason people are fleeing to Dallas, and that's environmental safety. By the way, my name is Levi, and if you want to know everything there is about the Dallas, Texas market, make sure you subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications, and reach out if we can help you make a smooth move to Dallas. Now, the natural disaster risk between Texas and California couldn't be more different, and many Californians are deciding they'd rather deal with an occasional thunderstorm than live under the constant threat of devastating wildfires. Now, let's look at how these environmental factors are influencing the massive migration trend. Now, California's wildfire crisis has become devastating, and in recent years, let me tell you, it's taking a serious toll on residents' peace of mind. I mean, who wants to live somewhere where you constantly worry about your home that could be completely burned down tomorrow? Now, CAL FIRE statistics show that in just the first few months of 2025, over 61,000 acres burned compared to just 1,100 acres during the same period in 2024. Now, these wildfires don't just threaten homes and lives, but they also create serious air quality issues that can affect residents hundreds of miles away from the actual fires. Now, during the fire season, many California communities face weeks where outdoor activities become hazardous due to poor air quality. And California is the nation's leader in wildfire risk. With annual losses exceeding over $1 billion, the increasing frequency and severity of these fires have created serious safety concerns for homeowners and families, especially in the high-risk areas where insurance is becoming harder to get. So when you move from California to Dallas, you're essentially trading one set of environmental risk for another. You leave behind the growing threat of catastrophic wildfires and the associated air quality issues, and in exchange, you accept higher frequency of severe weather, events like hail, strong winds, and occasional tornadoes. And Dallas's geography and climate makes large wildfires virtually non-existent. Now, unlike California, Dallas homes are not built in high-risk fire zones, and the region's urban planning further reduces fire risk. Now, the key difference is predictability, and since severe weather in Dallas typically comes with advanced warning, allowing residents to prepare, wildfires can start and spread with frightening speed and often giving people minimal time to evacuate. This environmental predictability is really just the beginning of the amazing quality of life advantages that Dallas offers. And beyond natural disaster risk, Dallas is known for providing an exceptional standard of living that's attracting Californians by the thousands. Now, healthcare access is outstanding here in Dallas, and with world-class medical facilities like UT Southwestern Medical and Baylor University Medical Center, the healthcare infrastructure here offers top-tier care without the wait times and cost often associated with California's medical systems. The city's moderate cost of living is a game changer for families as well. And those that have lower property prices we've discussed earlier don't just save you money, but they fundamentally change how you live. Now, all of a sudden, that extra bedroom, home office, or backyard entertainment space really becomes attainable rather than a distant dream. And traffic is another huge quality of life factor. While Dallas certainly has rush hour congestion, it's typically more manageable than the notorious gridlock in Los Angeles or the Bay Area. The average commute time is much shorter, and the road infrastructure is designed to accommodate growth, with ongoing improvements to keep pace with the population increases. And the Dallas Metro offers extensive opportunities for outdoor recreation with countless parks encompassing thousands of acres. And you'll find beautiful community centers, dog parks, extensive trail systems, fishing lakes, aquatic facilities, skate parks, and sports complexes throughout the whole area. Now, Dallas residents rate the city's public library services very highly too, with tons of them rating it excellent or good. And when you combine the affordable housing, the healthcare access, manageable traffic, abundant recreational opportunities, and overall lower cost of living, most residents find the quality of life here significantly exceeds what they've experienced in California. So beyond all these lifestyle differences we've talked about, there's another major factor, and honestly, most videos don't even talk about this, and that's the political environment. Now, this is something I hear about all the time from families I'm helping relocate here to the Dallas area. And let's look at the differences that are influencing people to make this massive move from California to Dallas. Now, California and Texas represent distinct poles in American politics, with California dominated by the Democratic Party and Texas by the Republican Party. And of course, these political leanings result in different approaches to taxation, regulation, energy policy, environmental protection, and social issues. California's left-leaning policies, such as strict environmental regulations, progressive social policies, and high taxes, have prompted many to seek refuge here in Texas. Surveys from the Public Policy Institute of California note that residents identifying as conservative are more likely to express a desire to leave California, suggesting that a political alignment can be a motivating factor for some movers. Now, businesses also find that California's regulatory environment very burdensome, contributing to the state's corporate exodus. So the extensive regulations, permit requirements, and compliance costs can make it very difficult and expensive to operate a business in California. Now, Texas, of course, has traditionally been conservative, but recent shifts toward more moderate and pragmatic policies have made the state even more appealing to a broad range of people, including former Californians. Now, the Dallas mayor actually flipped parties from Democrat to Republican, saying he doesn't agree with the majority of Democratic policies anymore, and he's been focused on supporting the police department and addressing crime, which has contributed to the decrease in violent crime in Dallas recently. But Texas is not really monolithic politically. As more people move into the state from diverse backgrounds, we're seeing more of a nuanced political landscape emerge, especially in major urban areas like Dallas and Austin and San Antonio. But the political appeal of Dallas for many It represents a political environment more in line with their values, prioritizing economic freedom, personal responsibility, and minimal government interference. Now, this approach to governance is directly reflected in the educational options I'm about to share, where parental choice has become a key factor in driving family relocations. But it's not just about right versus left. Many people that are relocating tell us that they're not particularly political, but they appreciate the general feelings of freedom and opportunity here in Texas, and the less of a sense that the government is constantly telling you what to do with your property and your business. So this simple approach to governance resonates a lot with the people that are moving here and we're helping out, and they've looked for a place where they can live their lives, run their businesses, and raise their families with fewer restrictions and regulations. Now, closely tied to these political differences is something that is often the deciding factor for families, and that's education. The school system in Dallas offers a completely different experience compared to California, and it's making a huge impact on relocation decisions. Now, when it comes to making a move, especially with a family, education is a huge consideration. Now, California, despite having some top-tier universities, they struggle with their K-12 system. Now, on the flip side, Dallas offers a variety of schooling options and has put a lot of focus on improving education in the recent years. Now, whether it's public, private, or charter schools, families are really finding that Dallas offers a lot more flexibility and opportunity whenever it comes to the kids' education. Now, California's education system faces some serious challenges such as overcrowding, funding disparities, and achievement gaps that are just the beginning. Many public schools in California's major cities are dealing with massive class sizes and limited resources, and that's making it harder for families to find good schooling options. Now, the insane cost of living in California makes things even worse for schools. Districts struggle to keep qualified teachers who simply can't afford to live in the communities where they teach. And this also creates a constant revolving door of educators that destroys educational consistency and quality. And then there's the curriculum controversies. California's approach to classroom content has become increasingly divisive in the recent years, with many families concerned about certain social and political material being integrated into instruction even in early grade levels. Now, let's talk about what makes Dallas so special whenever it comes to education. The Dallas area is home to some incredible school districts that families are flocking to. And take, let's say, Frisco ISD, for example. It consistently gets top marks across the board. We're talking an A rating from the Texas Education Agency and a number 7 ranking among the best school districts in Texas by niche.com. Now, they've earned A+ grades from both academics and college prep, and I mean, really, what more could you ask for? Plano ISD is another standout, holding the B rating and placing in the top 10% of all districts for academic performance. Now, their high schools are regularly ranked among the best in the entire Dallas area. Now, Dallas ISD claimed the number 1 high school, which is the School of Health Professionals, the number 1 middle school, which is Travis Tag, and the number 2 elementary, which is Sudie Williams Tag, in North Texas rankings. And the high school sports scene is another huge draw for families. Allen High School's football stadium seats 18,000 people, which is bigger than many college stadiums. The facilities, coaching quality, and level of competition here is top notch. I mean, Friday Night Lights is the real deal. And these educational advantages, combined with all the economic and lifestyle benefits we've covered, creating a compelling case for relocation. Now, what sets Dallas apart is the amazing range of educational options available to families, and parents have real control over their children's education here, which is a key factor driving so many families to make the move. And the ability to choose between excellent public school districts, high-performing charter schools, and quality private institutions gives parents flexibility that's pretty hard to find in California. Now, this freedom to select the educational approach that best fits each child's unique needs is incredibly valuable to families. And the Dallas region has shown a serious commitment to improving education across the board, with a strong focus on making sure all students have access to quality schooling. Now, the student-to-teacher ratio is another big advantage in many Dallas area districts, with approximately 16 students to 1 teacher in top districts compared to 23 to 1 in Los Angeles. and your child gets much more personalized attention than in California's overcrowded classrooms. Now, when you consider all of these educational advantages alongside everything else we've covered today, it's pretty easy to see why so many families are making their move to Dallas. Now look, I've helped over 400 families make this move from California to Dallas in the past couple of years, and I've seen firsthand how life-changing it can be. And Dallas isn't perfect. You know, our summers are pretty hot. It's already 100 degrees in May, but you know, for families looking for opportunity, affordability, a fresh start, the city isn't just a relocation option, it's really becoming home. And hopefully that helps give you a good breakdown why so many people are making that move here. If you found this helpful and you made it this far, then go ahead and reach out. If you're thinking about making your move to the Dallas area, myself, my business partner and the team, we would love to help you make a smooth move to Dallas, Texas. Also, if you want to know about the suburbs that are absolutely booming this year, check out this video, and we hope to show you around town.